This is Optimal Startup Daily, episode 564, The 10 Keys to Selling Anything, Part 2, by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com. And I'm Dan. I am your host on this podcast, reading to you every single day of the week, including weekends and holidays, all to improve your business life. And today is actually a continuation from yesterday's episode, so if you haven't heard that one yet, I would recommend going back to episode 563 before you listen to this one. But if you're all caught up, let's hear part 2 as we continue optimizing your life. The 10 Keys to Selling Anything, Part 2, by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com. C. Learn the entire history of your client. You need to love your client. Love all of their products. Infuse yourself with knowledge of their product. I wanted to work at HBO because I loved all of their shows, and I studied their history back to the 70s before I applied for a job there in the 90s. D. Give extra features. Do the first project cheap, and whatever was in the spec, add at least 2 new cool features. This blows away the client. Don't forget, the client is a human, not a company. That human has a boss, and they want to look good in front of their boss. If you give them a way to get promoted, then they will love you and always hire you back. The easiest sale is worth a current customer, always. E. Give away the kitchen sink. One of my biggest investors in my fund of hedge funds had just been ripped off in a Ponzi scheme. They almost went out of business. I introduced them to reporters at every newspaper to help them get the word out about the Ponzi scheme. They were infinitely grateful and even put more money in my fund. Whenever the main guy was depressed about what had happened, I would talk to him for an hour trying to cheer him up. I wasn't just an investment for him, but a PR person and a therapist. Go the extra mile. F. Recommend your competition. Think about it this way. What are 2 of the most popular sites on the internet? Yahoo and Google. What do? They just link to their competition, other websites. If you become a reliable source, then everyone comes back to you. Then your knowledge has value, and they can only get that by having access to you. They get access by buying your product or services. G. Idea machine. There's that phrase, always be closing. The way that's true is if you are always putting yourself in the shoes of your client and thinking of ways that can help them. When I sold stockpicker.com to thestreet.com, the superficial reason was that they wanted the traffic, community, and ads my site generated. The real reason was that they needed help coming up with ideas for their company. I was always generating new ideas and talking to them about it. Often the real reason someone buys from you is not for your product, but for you. H. Show up. When I wanted to manage some of Victor Niederhoffer's money, I read all his favorite books. I wrote articles for him. At the drop of a dime, I would show up for dinner wherever and whenever he asked me to. If he needed a study done that required some programming beyond what he or his staff was capable of doing, I would offer to do it and would do it fast. Nobody was paying me, but ultimately he put money with me. At ridiculously low fees, but I did not negotiate, which I was able to leverage into raising money from others. Plus, I really liked him. I thought he was an amazing person. I. Knowledge. When I was building a trading business, I must have read over 200 books on trading and talked to another 200 traders. No style of trading was off limits. This helped me in not only building a trading business, but building a fund of hedge funds and ultimately building stockpicker.com. I knew more about trading and the top investors out there than anyone else in the world, I felt. Creating value was almost an afterthought. When I was building websites, I knew everything about programming for the web. There was nothing I couldn't do. And the competition, usually run by businessmen and not programmers, knew that about me and knew that I would always come in cheaper than them. And J. Love it. You can only make money doing what you love. If you work a 9-to-5 job that you hate, then you're on a leash. And you'll only make enough to get by, and you won't be happy. If you love something, you'll get the knowledge, you'll get the contacts, you'll build the site with the features nobody else has, you'll scare the competition, you'll wow the customers. I didn't enjoy writing finance articles. I'd write a finance article for some random finance site and then repost this on jamesaltucher.com. I had 0 traffic. Then I decided to write articles I enjoyed, to get back to my true roots where I loved writing and reading. I also wanted to really explore all my failures, my miseries, my pain, in public. I love being honest and intimate with people. I love building community. I love emailing with readers. That was about a little over a year ago. I decided to make the shift where I was just going to open the kimono at jamesaltucher.com and say everything I wanted to say, and at the same time indulge in my love of writing, art, creativity, and reading. 4 million plus customers later, I'm enjoying more than ever doing what I love. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled The 10 Keys to Selling Anything by James Altucher of jamesaltucher.com. Fortune favors the bold, the strong, the brave. For your business to break out of anything holding you back, you need business checking as brave as you are. Introducing Novo Business Checking. Novo is powerfully simple business checking, and unlike the traditional banking model, Novo has no minimum balances, no transaction limits, and no hidden fees. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, Novo is customized to your business to save you time and free up cash flow, with seamless integrations to Stripe, Shopify, QuickBooks Online, and more. Sign up for Novo for free and join the community of over 150,000 fearless small businesses who found the customizable business checking solution that admires their bravery. Sign up for your free business checking account right now at novo.co/startup. Plus, Optimal Startup Daily listeners get access to over $5,000 in perks and discounts. Go to novo.co/startup to sign up for free. novo.co/startup. Novo Platform Inc. is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services provided by Middlesex Federal Savings FA. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. And I told you a little bit about James in yesterday's episode. A little more about him now. He has founded or co-founded over 20 companies and published 20 books. He's also a contributor to the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal, TechCrunch, and the Huffington Post. He's an entrepreneur, writer, investor, trader, and podcaster. And on his podcast, The James Altucher Show, you can hear him interview a bunch of talented people, and that podcast is always in the top charts in the business category of Apple Podcasts. But that should do it for today. Hope you enjoyed this post from James, and thanks so much for being here with me every day. That's, of course, how we can keep this show going. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back again with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.